Yo! What's up, YouTube? It's Rage Rail. And I'm gonna show y'all one of my favorite offenses that I've been having a lot of success with, and it's really been fun. It's this pistol trips, and for my personnel, I like to have my fastest receiver right here in this position where Bird is, and I like to have my second fastest receiver where Isabella is. And for your third receiver, it don't really matter. I like speed, so that's why I have Christian Kirk, but you can put Larry Fitzgerald, but I personally just like speed. So anyways, the plays we're going to talk about is this smash play and this PA halfback flat. Now, I'm not going to mention the runs. I'm going to show y'all some of the runs throughout the video that they are great, but it just depends on what formation. So halfback dive, I run that against a 3-down lineman. The stretch, if I feel like you got everybody bunched in, I might try to run a stretch, or strong power is okay. Against certain stuff like 1-4-6, it works pretty good against that if you flip it to the 3 receiver side. And the read option, like I said, that's good. So I mean, the draw, that's okay. So those are just runs to play around with. That's not what this video is for. It's mainly show you the dots that I like. So to start off with, we're gonna talk about smash. And for the defense, I'm gonna show y'all just against a typical 3-4, because that's what most people come out in if you come out in pistol trips. And if they come out in big nickel, that's gonna make your life a whole lot easier, because it's gonna be easier to ID people and get outside the pocket. So I'm just gonna show y'all 3-4 odd. The plays I'm gonna show y'all is cover 4 drop, cover 4 quarters, Tampa 2, and cover 3. Now keep in mind, I'm showing y'all these shells because these shells are in every single other defense. So if it will beat these, I promise it will beat any other shell that's exactly like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all against cover 4 drop first and work my way down. Alright, so to open it up, we got the smash play, and honestly you can run it just how it is. Now you just need to make sure you double team whoever you feel like is the outside threat. So wait for them double team lock, roll out, and you can throw that. Now I know that it looks like a tight window, but I promise you can fit that every time. Now I'm gonna show y'all, you can run the same thing on this backside. Wait for the double team, roll out, throw it right there. And it'd be just like that every single time it gets cover 4 drop, no matter what side. So you just want to make sure you attack opposite the user. So now I'm gonna show you against cover 4 quarters. Against cover 4 quarters, that corner, he's gonna play that corner route by this tight end. So if it's cover 4 quarters, don't look for that to be open, honestly. So I would just double team this end, get outside, and you can throw that possession, catch it. All right, so let me show y'all against cover 2. You can see we got cover 2. Now, I like blocking my running back because you don't need your running back to be a pull down route or anything. So let's see if we can get blocking. Watch this cornerback. He's going to pull down and you're going to be able to throw that. And that's going to happen every time. And that was against Clouds. So y'all know how weird this game acts. So you'll be able to throw that. Now let me show y'all with cover 2 on the other side. Again, you can block your running back. Don't really matter. Double team that in. Get outside. Wait for the cornerback to drop and then throw it. Now I threw it a tad bit early, but as soon as you see the cornerback start to drop, you want to throw it over his head. So that's against cover 2, and the last one against cover 3. You see we double team the end out there, get outside the pocket, throw that, easy yards. Now I'm gonna show y'all cover 3 to the other side. Now, I'm not sure if this guy's blitzing, so I'm gonna ID him. He is. Cool. Throw that just like that against cover 3. Alright, now for your second setup, now this usually works against all coverages. So you want to block your running back, curl out your tight end, hitch your slot right here where Bird is, and you want to streak square, and you want to motion triangle across, and then snap right before you get to the numbers. So you see you got the hitch route, curl route, and throw it right there. Now let me show y'all why that works and why that's a good concept. Alright, so you see we snap it right before the numbers, and then we have a hitch route right here, and we have a curl route. Now both the hook zones are going to play both of those routes, so naturally that's going to open up this post route, and as a user he can't guard 3 things, so he's going to have to sacrifice something. So if he's on this hook curl, you have that one. If he's on this hook curl, you have this route. Or if he's on one of these safeties, then you could just playmaker this hitch, and then you can playmaker left or you can playmaker right, and then it get open and you just take your check down. Or if none of that's open anyhow, or you don't feel comfortable, you can just scramble out if they don't have a spy out. So that's that setup. So the next one we're gonna cover is cover 4 quarters. Now cover 4 quarters, you actually have a one play touchdown out of this, and it's easier to set up because literally you don't have to do anything. All you need to do is motion over your triangle route and make sure you're able to get outside the pocket. And you want to snap this right here. And you don't need to scramble out. And look at that, just like that. Now let me show you why that was so effective. So as you can see, we just motion him across, and make sure you snap it before he gets to the other side of the numbers. So if I would have snapped it over here or anywhere out here, this cornerback would have matched him and they would have went with him across the field. Now I'm not gonna show you that just because for time's sake, but just know that that'll happen. So make sure you snap him before you cross to the numbers. So as you can see, now what you see that cornerback out there? You see how he just takes off? And it's almost like he thinks that he has to guard that, and he literally doesn't see this post coming across. Now, so more than likely your user is going to be this guy. Most people when they run the quarters, they usually use their safety because of how bad quarters plays most of the time. When it plays good, but when it's terrible, just like this. So as you can see, the reason I playmaker them because I want y'all to imagine that a user is right here. So this is just trying to save time. So if a user's on him, you can playmaker this. You can playmaker this hitch and then, you know, get your yards. Or, you know, if your user, because a lot of times user, when you playmaker something, a user's gonna be sitting on that. So when you playmaker him, this scenario just might happen where they're banking on the fact that you throwing that. Now, if they don't do that, then you can throw that, and that's an easy completion because literally he's the only one playing. So you're making this guy choose between two people. So that's gonna be open. And like I said, if he chooses wrong or he's not there, then that's a one play touchdown. Now that was against cover 4 quarters. Now let me show y'all against cover 2. You got a one play touchdown out of cover 2 as well. So for this one, you want to take circle and you want to hit R1 for a smart route. So you want a smart route to where the route looks like this. You want to take square and you want to streak them. And with triangle, you can do whatever you want. I personally like putting them on a slant. You can put them on a hitch if you want. You can drag them, put them on an out route. Oh, I meant put triangle. You can put them on the out route if you want. It don't matter. But to be more effective, you could put them on a slant. Now most people, I haven't been doing it because I didn't want to do it every play because it's, you know, saving y'all time. But most people have it set up like this. So snap the ball. You see, you want to kind of roll out to the left a little bit, and you'll be able to throw that right there. Oh wow! All right. So just to show y'all the replay of why this works. So with this slant, you're really just kind of baiting the user down because when a lot of times the user, they see the slant, they're gonna come down and play it. And now if for some reason they're not playing that, then just hit the slant. If you don't wanna, if you feel like you don't have time, you can hit the slant. That's wide open, as you can see. That's an easy gain. So the reason why this works is because it's safety. He's got to choose between playing this fade or this one, and he's gonna choose this one. So what you want to do, you're reading that safety. The minute he turns his hips, you want to throw it. So right here, you can see he turns his hips, so I'll go ahead and throw it. Now this is an easy touchdown, I promise. Now I tried to swerve just because I like swerve catching, but as you can see, for some reason I got a stupid animation. But anyways, that's gonna be wide open. And I know you're gonna ask, well, what if he puts a mid right here? As long as your receiver, your fastest receiver that should be right here in this spot, as long as he's faster than that linebacker, then there's no way the linebacker will be able to keep up. The linebacker is literally going to be a couple steps behind him, and you'll be able to fit that over the linebacker. All right, so the last one I want to show y'all against is cover 3. So for cover 3, you want to block your running back. You want to streak square. You want to hitch route circle. You want to put X on a curl right to that. Now this is the same exact setup against cover 4 drop. So you want to make sure you motion that over, snap it before you get to the numbers. Now you can playmaker your hitch, throw the curl, or you can throw triangle. Now I didn't throw it because I was trying to tell y'all my read progression, and I'm gonna show y'all in the replay. All right, so we motioned him right before he got Next play we're going to touch on is this PA halfback flat. Now for this play, I like to typically always block my running back. So I'm gonna show y'all against cover 4 drop first. Let me see. All right, cover 4 drop, so 2. Now you want to streak X, and with triangle you can do 2 things. You can drag them and motion them across, or you can drag them and leave them. Now if it's against cover 2, I'll leave this setup right here. You always want to have a pull down route, but right now we're talking about cover 4 drop. So with cover 4 drop, you can leave it like this, or you can motion him across. It's up to you. So I'm just gonna show y'all right here. Cover 4 drop. You wait, throw that right there. Just so you can see. Alright, we snap the ball. The streak is going to clear out that safety in that corner out there. Now I can throw this drag right now if I want it. I can throw that. Or I can throw this right here. Or if I wait a little longer, I can throw this when he clears right here. So there's no way a user is going to be able to cover all 3 of those concepts. So this would be the best play against cover 4 drop in my opinion. Alright, so for the next setup, what I'm going to show y'all against cover 4 quarters. Now with cover 4 quarters, I like to streak my tight end, drag my slot, and I like to motion my slot over, because if I don't motion him, I'm only limiting myself to 2 reads, because that circle route will get open, and this drag route will get open, but it'll get open way late, and it'll be a hard throw, and that dig route is going to be completely boxed. So I'm going to show y'all what it motioned over, because this is how I would run it. So you see we motion that over. Now I can throw my drag right now, it's wide open, or I can throw my crosser right there. And you can see we can turn it up, get our yards. So as we go back to the replay, you can see I can throw my drag right now. Like I said, I can throw that right now. There's nobody out there. If I get a good throw animation and I get a good rack, I could turn this up and get 15, 20 yards. So you can see the dig route, it's not open, honestly. Well, yeah, you can throw that dig route, but I wouldn't make a living off of that, because that's just, it's almost boxed, to be honest, because they'll probably get that linebacker animation. So this would be your best bet to throw it right here. You can see we can turn it up if we get lucky, but if not, that's still a big gain. And keep in mind, you can roll out the pocket. Just because I haven't been scrambling out don't mean that you can. I'm just showing you for the people who don't like scrambling out, or who prefer to just dot somebody up in the pocket. You can do that. So if you roll out, you probably get a better throw animation. You probably get a better pass lead. So just keep that in mind. All right, for the next cover we're going to talk about cover 2. Y'all can see. So we're going to talk about cover 2. So you can honestly run the same exact thing as cover 2. Now, like I said before, against cover 2, I would prefer to leave the drag right here so you can have a pull down route if you don't want to scramble out the pocket. Now, if you want to scramble, then you can just motion that drag over and you have to roll out, or Stephon Gilmore will pick that off. So let me show y'all right here. You see, wait for him to drop. You can throw that over his head right there. All right, so for this play, you want to snap the ball. We got our tight end doing a streak to clear out those safeties. And you can throw this drag right now, which I would recommend. If it's that open, go ahead and throw it, because the user's probably going to be on this crossing route. So if he's not, you can roll out the pocket. And if you scramble out, it's a way easier throw, and that cornerback will come down. The cornerback will come down on this drag route. And that in route is honestly boxed by that mid read, so that's not a read right there for you. So you're really just making these 2 reads, because the user can't play both of these, and you just make the correct read. And even if you don't roll out the pocket, you can still fit that in there. All right, so for the last setup, I'm gonna show y'all against cover 3, and it's actually gonna be a 1-play touchdown. So all you want to do, you want to block your running back, and I like putting my tight end on delay fade, so you can delay fade them, you can out route them or in route them or whatever you want, but I like to delay fade. Now for circle, you want to go ahead and streak him. And for square, you want to put square on the comeback. Now, I like the smart route, Isabella's route, which is triangle, but you don't have to. And you want to take Christian Kirk, or your square, you want to motion him over. And for this one, I like to get outside the pocket, since that's why I had escape artist. So you want to wait, and then you'll be able to throw that. And that's going to be an easy 1-play touchdown. All right, now that's it as far as sending everybody out. Now, if they start blitzing, which most people will start doing when you start dotting them like that, so I'm gonna just show y'all the typical 3-4 blitz. Now, the minute you notice I'm starting to blitz, I would just go ahead and go to the play you want to go to is PA halfback flat. So you want to block your running back, block your tight end, and this is really important right here. So whatever side your tight end's on, that's the way you want to slide your line. Now look at the blocking angle that the tight end's on. Now I want to slide him right. Now you notice how he goes more outward. Now watch what happens if I slide him left. He's gonna kind of go straight back, and he's not gonna block anybody. I promise. He's not gonna block anybody. So you want to slide him right, and then you want to ID the left side. Whatever side the running backs angle towards, that's the side you want to ID. So now that we got blocking schemes out the way, let me show y'all what you actually would do out of this. So I have two setups that I love that attack two different sides of the field. So for the first one, you want to streak square, slant triangle, and motion triangle across. And for the second setup, you want to streak triangle, and you want to drag square, and you want to motion triangle across. So in both of them, you want to motion triangle across, so that way the user can't really decide what he want to guard, or he won't know exactly what's coming. So I'm gonna show y'all the first setup. You want to slant triangle, and you want to fade square, and you want to motion triangle across. Now keep in mind when you motion, it's gonna mess up your ID, so you want to re-ID. So I like to kind of move in the pocket. I got square triangle right there, or I would have had circle on that crossing route. So let me show y'all real quick. That's why I like to kind of move in the pocket. It kind of helps them block. So as you can see, I have triangle right there, but more than likely the user's gonna be right there. So what you want to do, you want to wait for the user to choose who he wants to guard, and then just throw it wherever he's not. Alright, so the next one I'm not gonna show y'all cover 4 quarters because literally nobody blitzes out of that. And cover 3 is gonna be the same concept as cover 4 drop. So I'm gonna show y'all against Tampa 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a similar setup that most people do. And I'm gonna show y'all against soft squats because that's what most people run, soft squats when they're blitzing heavy. So against cover 2, personally, I like my first setup where you slant triangle and you streak square. Now let me show you what that looks like against cover 2. Remember, re-ID this outside guy. And I like the motion snapping when he's before the numbers. So right here, you can see we got triangle wide open, and we have square right there. Make a guy miss. We can't, but anyways, you see it right there. So I'm not sure if you noticed, but when we ran this slant with the soft squats, he actually followed that slant. So I'm not sure why that happened, but it's pretty consistent that if they're in a soft squat, they're gonna follow that slant, and it's gonna leave that crossing route literally wide open. All right, for my second setup, I like doing it when it's not versus a cover 2 shell. So let's go ahead and do the setup that everybody does right here. So I like this one against like a cover 3 or a man type of shell. This is where I like this one at. So we want to block our running back, block our tight end. Remember, slide towards the tight end and ID this outside backer right here. Actually, I think they made me do the end right there. This outside backer. Now, like I said, you want to streak triangle and you want to drag square. And the reason why I like these setups too, because a lot of times people do a lot of funny stuff when they blitz. So a lot of times people might, you know, they might put this guy on the soft squat, they might put him on the inside third, and they might put this guy in the hook and then put him, you know, in a quarter. They might run something like this, you know, because they're trying to bank on the fact that maybe you might throw X real quick or something. They might put Stephon Gilmore on a hard flat. You know, they might get really too adjusting. And I promise, if you play enough games, you're going to play people that just do a lot of weird adjustments. So let me just go back to the general cover 4 that we had out there. So I just want to explain that to you. This is why I have these different setups. So that way, a lot of times you'll catch people off guard, you know. So don't be scared to have different setups. So like I said, we're going to motion this across. And our first read is going to be this drag route. And our second read is going to be this crossing route. So I'm not going to go into replay and show y'all this one just to save some time. But you'll be able to see it's wide open. We're going to take that. And we'll have that crosser. We would have had that crosser had we waited. All right, and for the final thing I'm gonna show y'all this run play. I'm gonna show you this read option that I like out of cover 4 drop. For some reason, if they don't have it to where they take the quarterback every time, you'll get some really good blocking with this, and you'll potentially have one play touchdown. As you can see, we got one person to make miss, and you got really good yards out of that. So don't be afraid to use none of those read options against that 3-4 front. As long as they're not blitzing everybody, you'll be fine. So if you catch them just running straight coverage, you'll be able to sneak that in there for a huge gain. So that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this video. I know this has been kind of a long video, but it's well worth it because this is a really great scheme if you can get your reads down packed. Now I recommend going back, reviewing this video, hop into practice mode, and just get these concepts down, because I promise you'll have a lot of fun running this offense. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like, go ahead and subscribe for more videos like this. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know in the comments. I appreciate y'all checking out my video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.